Welcome back to Displacement Garage. My name is Carisha. Today I'm going to be telling you guys about Rallycross versus Autocross, cones and timing. This cone could be a great day for you or a bad day for you at Autocross. This cone could be a good day or a bad day for you at Rallycross. You guys have officially been shrunk down into a more trainable and manageable size for the course that we're working today. You guys are going to be driving this beautiful blue Mustang. Let's talk about the course. Most events will allow you a course walkthrough before the event gets started. Make sure you guys check your rules and regulations before you get there, but also make sure you walk the course at least a couple of times, especially if this is your first event you've ever done. This is coming up ahead. What do we do? The cone on our left is going to be a directional cone. The directional cone is going to tell you which way around the cone on your right you should take. Since it is pointed to the right, we are going to take a right around the cone that is standing directly up. The cone that is in the box is going to be the cone that decides our fate for this lap. In Autocross, if we hit the cone that is in the box there and it goes a bunch of different ways, lands right here, do you guys think that is a point or not a point? Since the cone is in the box still, that is not a point. You guys made it to the next round with no points added to your score, and you guys are the fastest time of day. Congratulations. What the course worker is going to do at this point is going to go check the cone, see if it's a point or not a point, move it back to the correct position, and let the next person go. Oh no, you guys have slid out and you guys have knocked this cone completely out of the box. That is a point, which is usually 2 seconds. It can vary organization to organization, so be sure to check your rules and regulations and also pay attention during your driver's meeting. Oh no, we're sliding out of control and we're going right into the pointer cone. Oh no! Let's rewind and check out the damage. Phew! That one is still standing up, so we didn't get an additional 2 seconds. However, we went on the wrong side of the directional cone. So nothing that we just did counted for anything. That means we got a DNF, which is a did not finish. That's not something that you want to do in autocross. However, it does happen to every single person. Do not feel embarrassed. It happens to everybody. Even the pros out there have DNFs on their timesheets, even at nationals. It is not a huge deal. Make the correction, go back out there, try it again. What we're going to do in our miniature car, we're going to hang a right, because that's what our pointer cone is telling us to do. Our next cone up there, we're going to take a left, and we're going to go completely around it and the directional cone. Put this all together over 100 and something cones, and you guys are going to complete your first course. Something about autocross timing. Ba-da-ba! This little car wants to be happy, so this little car wants to do the fastest time of day. How we get there? What we're going to do is we're going to make a very fast lap, not hit any of the cones, and we're going to try to get around the directional cones in the correct way, just like we just practiced. In autocross, your fastest time of the day is going to be your fastest lap. In Rallycross, all of your times put together over the entire day are going to be your lap time. This is going to be very important in a second whenever I tell you guys a couple things about Rallycross cones. But first, let's look at something that we haven't looked at yet, a slalom. These cones set up in a straight line is going to indicate that you get to make the decision whether to take a left or a right depending on how you guys want to navigate the course. A best tip for this is going to be look at the very end of the course where the slalom is. Is it going to be a left turn or a right turn at the very end? That is exactly what I would tell you guys to make a very smart decision whether we're going to take the first cone left or right. Whenever you're walking the course, I also recommend going left or right. I walk the course how I'm going to drive the course. Make sure that you practice, because practice makes permanent. At the end of these 3 cones, we're going to pretend that the road is going to take a left. This is how I would want you guys to navigate these cones. First, I want you guys to take a right, then a left, then a right. Prep here to get into your left turn. Now, why did we not go the other way? The reason why we didn't start on the opposite side of the cone is because it's not going to set you up properly for that left turn at the very end. Going back the opposite way here, we're now set up to turn right. This can cost you valuable seconds. It also could lead to spinning out the car or hitting additional cones on the right side. You guys aren't first timers though, you guys are pros. You guys have driven this little car through this course already, and this is how we're going to do it one more time just to practice. Remember, we're practicing thinking that the last cone is going to go into a left-hand turn. Right, left, right. Perfectly set up for the left turn. Okay, you guys, we're off-roading. This is my simulated grass rallycross setup for you guys. So this is the same exact thing we were just doing, but now we're off-road. Can't you tell by the little grass piles? All right. So, obviously, in grass, there's probably really not a great way to mark these cones. So, how do we know where things go? We're ramming into it and going straight across it. What is underneath here is a flag. So, if the cone lands like this, that is not a point. We would just set it back over top and we'd keep going. However, if it comes completely up, lands around here, that is a point. However, you are still terrific. Have you guys stopped watching yet? This is very cheesy. This is very, very cheesy. Did I mention this is cheesy? We are lined up in our little car, but off-road, and we're going to do the same exact thing we just did at Autocross. We're going to go right, and we're going to go left because that's what the pointer cones told us to do. Let's say for funsies here, we are completely sideways, my boy. Sideways, and we are off. We have done this exact situation. What do you guys think that we did? Made a mess of the course. Got a little muddy probably. But what does this cone mean? So we didn't hit this one. This one's in the same spot. Sorry, the flag is underneath there. But we have this big old mess over here. So what happens? Not a point, not a point, not a point. Went the wrong direction on our directional cone that was here. This is not a DNF like Autocross. The Rallycross worst nightmare scenario here. These times are different than Autocross. If we go this way and go the wrong way, we've lost this cone. This car is very sad now. We just added 10 seconds to our time. And for Rallycross, that could be a make or break scenario. All your times at Rallycross are added up throughout the day, so that bad run could have knocked you completely out of getting any kind of trophy. It is also very important to make sure that you guys are going full out every single lap at Rallycross because every single time you have for that day matters. At larger events like Rallycross or Autocross, a lot of times you will get a parade lap. A parade lap is whenever you guys all line up and do a slow parade through the entire course. Practice it how you would drive it. And by that, I don't mean full speed or anything like that. You're going to do a safe parade lap speed, but you need to make sure you're going on the left and right side of the cones, following behind the person in front of you. Make sure that you guys are all using the directional cones properly, and make sure you guys are looking out for gates. These are called gates. A cone on the left or right side of your car, as you go through it, that is a gate. Not all events will use a two-sided gate. Sometimes you will just have a cone sitting straight up that is marked, and you will have to navigate left or right depending on where you're at in the course. Having one cone out does add visual difficulty. Be sure you look for these whenever you are walking the course and notate any directional cones, gates, etc. As you go through, make sure that you guys are mentally prepared and visually prepared to go through the course. Hitting a cone and knocking it over and revealing the complete flag or marking it completely out of the box, that is going to be a point. It could be 2 points total, or it could be more or less depending on what event group you're running with. There are a lot more complex cone situations that could come up at Autocross or Rallycross. This is just to get you guys out there to try something new and try something fun that you may fall in love with. If you guys are wondering, you know, how did she get all her things here today? Well, it's a great question. I use my Displacement Garage bag, which you can get on displacementgarage.com, the website and shop of which I own. All virtual. Ding. I will see you guys later. You guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks for joining me today, and I will holla at y'all later. Bye.